What if a goat could climb cliffs that look almost impossible to survive on? This is the Markhor, one of the most incredible mountain animals on Earth. With powerful legs, specially adapted hooves, and enormous spiral horns, it can move across rocky slopes where one wrong step could mean a deadly fall. But its climbing ability is more than impressive. It can mean the difference between life and death. Because when danger appears, the Markhor does not always run away, it climbs higher. Imagine standing on a cliff so steep that even walking across it looks impossible. The Markhor does it almost effortlessly, living in the rugged mountains of Central and South Asia. Markhors spend much of their lives surrounded by cliffs, narrow ledges, and rocky slopes. Their specially adapted hooves help them grip uneven surfaces, while their powerful legs give them the balance needed to move across tiny footholds. Instead of avoiding steep terrain, the Markhor uses it like a highway. It carefully places one hoof after another, sometimes moving along narrow ledges high above the ground. And this incredible ability is not just useful for getting around, it can also save the Markhor's life. Because when a predator comes looking for an easy meal, the Markhor has one major advantage. It can go where the predator cannot. For the Markhor, climbing is not just impressive, it is a survival strategy. Wolves and snow leopards can be dangerous predators in the Markhor's mountain habitat. On open ground, a predator may have the advantage, but everything changes when the terrain becomes steep, rocky, and narrow. When a Markhor senses danger, it can move toward increasingly difficult ground. Its balance and climbing ability allow it to reach places where larger predators struggle to follow. The mountain itself becomes a natural fortress. The steeper the cliff, the harder it becomes for a predator to reach the Markhor. But escaping predators is not the only reason this goat is so well adapted to the mountains. There is another feature that makes the Markhor almost impossible to mistake: its enormous spiral horns. The Markhor does not just have big horns, it has some of the most spectacular horns in the entire goat family. Adult males develop enormous corkscrew-shaped horns that become highly distinctive as they grow. And these horns are not just for show. During the breeding season, males may compete for females by facing each other, locking their horns, and pushing with incredible force. These contests can be intense, but they are part of the natural competition between males. Female Markhors also have horns, but they are much smaller. The result is an animal with one of the most recognizable silhouettes in the mountains. But impressive horns alone are not enough to survive here, because when winter arrives, the Markhor faces an entirely different challenge: freezing temperatures, snow, and very little food. How do you survive winter when your home is a freezing mountain covered in snow? For the Markhor, winter is simply another part of life. Temperatures can drop dramatically, vegetation becomes harder to find, and every meal requires more effort. But the Markhor is built for this environment. Its thick coat helps protect it from harsh weather, while its ability to climb allows it to reach vegetation growing in difficult areas. Markhors feed on grasses, leaves, shrubs, and other vegetation. When conditions become harsh, their climbing ability becomes especially valuable because food may still be available in places that are difficult to reach. But surviving winter is not only about finding food. For young Markhors, there is another challenge. They have to learn the mountain, and they have to learn it quickly. A baby Markhor may look small and fragile, but it has to become a mountain climber. Surprisingly early, young Markhors stay close to their mothers while developing the strength and coordination needed to move across rocky terrain. For them, climbing is not a special skill, it is a necessity. Safe ground can be limited, predators can appear suddenly, and a single mistake can be dangerous. As they grow stronger, young Markhors begin following their mothers across increasingly difficult slopes. What looks terrifying to us slowly becomes familiar territory. Every step teaches them where to place their hooves, how to keep their balance, and how to move across the mountain safely. But even an animal this perfectly adapted to its environment cannot escape every threat. And today the Markhor still faces a serious fight for survival. The Markhor may be one of the best climbers in the mountains, but it cannot climb away from every danger. Hunting habitat pressure and human activity have affected Markhor. Populations in parts of their range Conservation efforts have helped some populations recover, proving that protecting their mountain habitat can make a difference. And Markhor is worth protecting. Its powerful legs allow it to climb seemingly impossible slopes. Its hooves give it incredible traction. Its thick coat protects it from harsh mountain weather, and its enormous horns make it one of the most recognizable animals in Asia. But perhaps its greatest advantage is the mountain itself. While most animals would see these cliffs as a dangerous barrier, the Markhor sees them as a path. It climbs where others cannot. It escapes where predators struggle to follow, and it survives in a world where every step matters. So the next time you see a Markhor standing on what looks like an impossible cliff, remember this: it's not fighting against the mountain, it belongs there.